Columbia University Super Spider. During a school trip, a special spider bites Peter Parker on the hand. This was no normal insect, so scientists had modified it in a large laboratory. Then Peter wakes up and finds that he has changed. He realizes that he is no longer like an ordinary person. A different power has come into him. He would see less, but now he can see everything without glasses. Everything in his body has gone spider-like, which is why he has become stronger than before. The most amazing of his powers is that he can sense danger before it comes, which is called spider sense. He no longer walks like a normal human, but can easily jump and fly from one place to another. He can hang from any high wall in the house, just like a spider. He even has sticky webs coming out of his wrists, which he can easily cling to. He can pull out spider webs without any help. One day, he used his web to stop a moving train. This story is just like the old comic books, where a science trip changes a child's life. Oscorp cross-species spider. In a different world, Peter gets his powers from a secret science project, which is created by his own father. Peter sneaks into a large building called Oscorp to look around. Inside the laboratory, a strange hybrid spider bites his skin. The spider was created in such a way that it could only grant power to someone with the right bloodline. This is why Peter gains special powers, where any other human would simply get sick. Suddenly, his body started moving faster, but this spider's bite does not produce a sticky web from inside its body. Peter has to use his clever brain to create a mechanical web shooter, which he straps to his wrist. He also makes fake cobwebs using a science bottle. He wins fights because he is strong. He surrounds villains and saves ordinary people from a massive electrical explosion in the middle of a city street. Unseen MCU Spider. The spider bite that Peter got in the Marvel Avengers movie was not shown on screen. That time, he was just like a normal school kid, because all the viewers already knew about the Spider-Man story. When Peter is first shown in the movie, he is walking around the city wearing a simple outfit he made himself. At the time, many people thought that Iron Man Tony Stark had created the spider in a lab, but their idea was later proven wrong. Even without any clear story, this boy is very powerful. He can grab a huge bridge at the airport with his hands. He even uses his muscles and fishing line to hold together a big, broken boat. He may be the most powerful live-action Spider-Man ever created. He builds his own web shooter, but Iron Man gives him a very expensive suit. Inside this suit is a talking robot friend, a flying camera drone, and a heater for the days. He can survive broken buildings and alien lasers. Alchemax Spider. The spider of Earth-42 was an extremely dangerous insect, causing many problems across various worlds. A villain accidentally sent this spider to the wrong universe. It was never supposed to bite Miles Morales, but it did. This means that Miles became Spider-Man entirely through an accident. But because of this mistake, Miles gained some extraordinary powers that no other spider hero possesses. He can use the ability to shoot bright electricity from his hands to shock villains and break computers. Oscorp radioactive spider. In Earth-65, a light-emitting spider bites a girl named Gwen Stacy instead of biting Peter. After bites, she becomes a brave Spider-Woman, but her story is not much better. His best friend Peter also tries to create a new science to gain powers, but he turns into a giant green lizard monster, which is why Gwen has to fight him, and Peter dies at the end of the battle. Because of this, Gwen suffers from guilt, and it encourages him to work harder to become a better hero. His spider powers help him move like a dancer. He uses punches. Occasionally, a strange, sticky alien suit covers his normal clothing. This costume makes him stronger and gives him the ability to use force. Gwen has to be careful, but despite that, she manages to hold her own as one of the best heroines in the Spider-Verse. The origin of the God Spider and Spider-Man Noir. The story of Spider-Man Noir was created a long time ago, in 1932. This world is full of old-fashioned gangsters. Peter Parker is not a little boy here. He is a grown man who wants to stop criminals. His Uncle Ben was a brave pilot who fought against a cruel boss. His name is Goblin. Sadly, The Goblin's evil friends hurt Uncle Ben and took his life. This makes Peter very angry, and he wants revenge. One night, Peter goes to an old building where criminals are hiding resources. He finds a strange old statue there called the Spider Idol. The statue broke, and many spiders came out of it. A particular insect bites Peter, and he falls senseless. Then he saw a giant spider god in a strange dream. That god gives him magical powers to find villains. After Peter woke up, he took a military uniform from his uncle and made a costume. His costume looked like a long black coat. He wears a pair of flying glasses with his clothes. He also carries an old powerful gun because the world still seems dangerous to him. He was ready to do whatever it took to keep his city clean and safe. A brief idea about Ben Reilly. Now let's learn about a man named Ben Reilly, because this character is important in the new show. The funny thing is that he looks exactly like Peter Parker. He was created by a clone of Peter. Clone means an exact copy, which is created artificially in a laboratory using scientific methods. A mad scientist created Ben from a small piece of Peter's skin. They were both confused about who was the real Peter between them. Comic book readers didn't like this complex story at all. However, Ben later became a great hero. She wears a different costume and introduces herself as the Scarlet Spider. Ben's character is quite interesting, as he is always trying to prove to people that he is not just a copy of Peter. He shows that an independent and different person. He wants to make a name for himself and his own life. The original background of the live-action Spider-Noir show. Major movie companies have decided to create a real live-action TV show based on Spider-Man Noir. This show will focus on Ben Reilly instead of Peter Parker. The makers want to tell a story about a tired and sad man. In this show, Ben is an older detective who works in a city. He was once a hero named the Spider, but he gave it up after a bad incident. Now, a new mystery forces him to put on his mask again. Viewers can watch the show entirely in black and white to make it look like an old movie, or they can watch it in normal color. They chose Ben Reilly because Peter Parker is generally seen as a good-mannered schoolboy. Ben is different because he is older and has seen a lot of bad things in life. Additionally, there are complex legal rules between Disney and Sony regarding who can use the name Spider-Man on TV. So by changing the name to Ben Reilly, they are able to produce the show without any annoying court hassles. The cast of Spider-Noir. The main actor of the new show is Nicolas Cage, and he will play the role of Ben Reilly. He has already voiced this character for cartoons, but it has been reported that this show will be completely different from the movie, because this is the first time Nicolas Cage is acting in a normal TV show instead of acting in a big movie. He has never acted in a TV show before. There will be other villains who will act with him, like Nicolas Cage. A famous actor named Brendan Gleeson will also play the role of an old gangster. Another will play the villainous Sandman, whose power allows him to turn his own body into dust. We will also see other villains who use electricity and fire. Another wonderful actress will play the intelligent character named Cat Hardy, who is a new version of the Black Cat. There will also be an intelligent assistant named Janet, and a journalist friend named Robbie to help Ben solve the mystery. History of the live-action Spider-Man TV show. The biggest good news is that the Spider-Man show can now be seen on television, because viewers have been waiting to see it for a long time. The last time such a series was seen was in 1977. At that time, the actor was Nicholas Hammond, who starred in the show The Amazing Spider-Man. But that show didn't last long because the audience didn't like it much at that time. Shortly after this show, Japan created a new version of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man who didn't act like a typical comic book character. He called himself a Hell Warrior. He didn't even use a spider web when fighting a giant monster. He actually traveled inside a flying robot. Now, a brand new Spider-Man show is coming out by the famous actor Nicolas Cage. This new upcoming show will be very different from the old Japanese version. Instead, it promises to give the audience a unique superhero story. Spider-Man content coordination in 2026. The year 2026 is going to be the biggest year in history for hero fans. First, this new dark show will launch with 8 full episodes on internet video. Then, 2 months later, a new movie will be released. To make matters more better, a second season of a cartoon show will be coming out. This means that fans will see 3 completely different Spider-Man stories, one after the other. It's like a huge party for superhero fans because there are so many versions of the character available to watch. The big train is starting with this dark detective show, the future of Sony's Spider-Man adaptation. This new show could be the way for many other great movies and series. If people like this detective story, the makers have said they may make a second season. This means that the movie studio could also create shows featuring other strange spider heroes from comic books. Fans have already started guessing about what comes next. Maybe we'll get a show about Spider-Man 2099, a hero from the future. Or we could watch a show about a villain who steals Peter Parker's body to become the superior hero. Otherwise, they could make a show about Ben's clone brother, Kane. The future looks very exciting for Spider fans, and this new show is just the beginning of the action. Stay tuned to our channel to know more such unknown stories.